of wealth declaration.
Yeah.
What are you worth, Honorable Karua?
I think about just about 150 million, and that is because the 56 million I had declared in 2013 has appreciated because of the inflation. I haven't had any new properties, but I'm a person many may not understand. I'm not thirsty for land. I'm not thirsty for worldly goods. I'm happy to have a house I call home. I'm happy to have a house in my father's land. I do not look for property. Not everybody is hungry to amass. I'm hungry to do something to help my country to transform the lives of the people.
Right.
So if you're looking for Martha Karua to be a billionaire, no, I am not hungry for billions.
Honorable Gachagua,
My
how much
account
are
did
you worth?
not receive 5 billion. That is propaganda. I have 200 million. That is the money that is held. 200 million, 64 million. I worked in the Ministry of Lands and Settlement. 10 million, I worked in Kenya Power. 33 million, I worked in the Ministry of Livestock. Another 46 million, I worked in another organization called Patek. Up to 200 million, that is all the money. But when you set policemen to investigate, they don't understand accounts. When you save money in a fixed deposit, it leaves your personal account into a suspense account. A normal policeman looking at it, movement in and out 4 times a year of 200 million, he thinks you have 800 million within that year. So when he multiplies by 7 years, he says you have 12.4 billion. That is the folly of the kind of investigations we are having in this country. I don't have billions. I have 203 million into that account. And that is part of my wealth. I'm worth 800 million minus the 200 they are holding, another 600.
So just a quick follow-up on that, Honorable Rigathi, because the charges you are facing are as a result of trading with county governments. What's your position on public officers doing business with government, whether at the national level or at the county level?
By the time I've done all my businesses, I was not a public servant. I was a private individual. I have no conflict of interest. I was a businessman. I applied for tenders and competed, open tenders and won, and did construction business and did supplies, and nobody is complaining. Today, those charges against me, no evidence in court, nobody is willing to record a statement. Clean business. And I never traded with institutions because I was not part of any government.
But this
That
is when
is
your
business
brother...
I did in 2011. I did in 2012. You know, when they say that my brother was governor, my brother became governor in 2013. I did business in 2008, in 2009, in 2011. And that money is there, and it's all documented where it has come from. But nobody is bothered because they just wanted to punish me.
But
they wanted to blackmail me into supporting the handshake. And I'm a man of principle, and Uhuru Kenyatta knows that. I respect my conscience. I'll never be intimidated. And I can tell you, many governors today supporting Azimio is because they were blackmailed like me, and they gave in.
Honorable Gachagua, just clarity. In 2009, 2010, there was no county governments. Which government did you do?
Sorry?
There was no county governments in 2009.
I'm saying I made money in 2010, in 2009. There was no county government. I didn't make money with the county government. I never did business with the county government. I said I worked with the Ministry of Lands. I worked with the Ministry of Livestock Development. So you cannot say that there was conflict in Nyeri because I did this business long before county governments came into place.
But Honorable Gachagua, the matter in court is about doing business with county governments.
I'm saying the matter in court is a matter that is on fabricated charges. And that matter will be coming in the fullness of time. What I'm talking about is the money that is held and where it came from. As to the allegations, as the matter before court, there is nothing. It's absolute lies. There is nothing. And in the fullness of time, and that is why, even after sending 200 policemen to arrest me in Nyeri and drag me naked in front of my wife, in front of my workers, drive me to Nairobi, lock me for 4 days, 1.5 years later, not a shred of evidence, nothing. That is why the case has not taken off. They have slated it for September later this year. But still, nothing has been presented to us. Our lawyers have been asking, give us evidence against regarding Gachagua. It's not forthcoming. It does not exist. It's a fabrication. It's blackmail. It was a way of trying to force me to abandon William Ruto.
Okay.
But I was not intimidated. I remain on board.
Okay, Honorable Karua, you have 2 minutes.
An Azimio government will have a policy position that graft cases and all serious crime should be investigated and prosecuted within a given time, within 6 months to be specific, so that people like my colleague here, Mr. Gachagua, anybody charged with crime against the people, within 6 months, we ought to know whether they are guilty or not, so that people don't seek public office when having baggage of cases. And if I may remind Mr. Gachagua, the cases, because I've been following the newspaper reports, relate to Kwale County, Bungoma County, and Nyeri County. And the period when the offenses are said to have been committed is between 2013 and 2020. So it is important, even from a personal position, that a person gets cleared and that you do not instruct advocates to delay the cases, because what we are having in our courts is really a circus, where one is charged, you are holding public office, you continue holding public office, elections come, and now we have seen new language in the courts that to allow them to campaign, the case is further delayed. Kenyans need to know, and even the person accused needs to know, so that they do not give excuses. We have repeatedly said with my captain that whether it's my daughter, my blood relative, or a member of the opposing camp, the law must apply equally to all. And everybody must have a swift chance to clear their name in court or for the court to declare them guilty. We are here to help Kenya.
And I'll never take her on allegations. A British newspaper accused her of receiving a bribe from BAT, but I cannot come here and accuse her that she's corrupt because of that allegation. Because an allegation is an allegation. The people of Kirinyaga have been complaining that she used her office as justice minister to take land in South Gariama and give it to her relatives. But that is just an allegation. The issue here, Sophia,
We would like,
the issue here,
hang on,
is that we need to
Gachagua.
allow
Would like to remind the members of our
institutions.
audience to please do not cheer or jeer and allow our candidates to present their issues. Please go
The
ahead.
issue
Sorry.
here is that we need to allow independent institutions to fight corruption. President Uhuru Kenyatta has cried inability to fight corruption because he was lenient. He was lenient because the people involved in mega corruption are close to him, both in family and friends. That is why he was lenient. But had he allowed independent institutions to fight corruption, the issue of leniency would not arise. Had he allowed independent institutions to fight corruption without getting involved, Rigathi Gachagua would not be in court, because independent institutions will never take people to court without evidence. What the Honorable Karua is saying, that we need a law to hasten cases, is not the solution.
Honorable
The
Gachagua, your
solution
time
is
is
to
up.
take cases to court when you have evidence.
Matakura, you have a minute to rebut.
I just want to let Mr. Gachagua know that I do not have an iota of public land anywhere, in Kirinyaga or anywhere. I do not own land in South Gariama. I am glad he knows they're just allegations. And I challenged the current administration that is there, and I'm not in power in Kirinyaga, that if there is truth to that allegation, then they must swiftly take me to court and recover. So once you challenge those making the allegation and they don't do anything about it, then the matter is closed. The only land I own in Kenya is the house I live in Nairobi, and the house up country, which is on my father's land, and he has included my name in the title. I said I'm not land hungry, and I'm not hungry for material wealth. Those who are hungry may never understand that. Relating to BAT, it was money paid to my campaign secretariat by a donor, not paid to my personal account. Later, it transpired that it was money from a company. The matter has been investigated in UK, and the file has been closed,